Hey y'all, Rhonda here. Hope everyone's doing well, staying warm. Oh my goodness. I'm sure, just like most of the country, we're in an Arctic blast here in Little Missouri. The wind has been blowing, I think, 40, 60 mile an hour winds all day. We had hail last night, thunderstorms. It was 50, almost 60 degrees, and then it dropped like a rock within a few hours. Crazy. No school today, no work, which I know you guys up north, I mean, this is just nothing for you guys. But here with all these hills and curves, and we get a hard frost and we can't get around. We're just not made for that. So anyway, it's been a fun day. We had the fire roaring, and anyway, just hanging out. Made some beans and cornbread, and it was good. Anyway, so fix yourself a cup of tea, which that's what I'm doing here. Blurp, blurp. And we're going to dive into junk journaling. What it is, why we do it, where do we get supplies, what do we use. We're going to do all of that. So let's just start. What is a junk journal? I personally call them treasure journals because to me they are treasures. Whether it's your written words, whether it's the ephemera that you put in there, whatever it may be, to me it's a treasure. It's a little piece of history. Maybe a big piece of history depending on, like I said, what you put into it. But a junk journal it's a handmade book or journal. It's filled with items that make you happy. It's just really simple. It's customarily used for journaling. So you could put in your favorite quotes, Bible scriptures, recipes, family history, family information, just your thoughts, your dreams, plans, your personal plans, your house plans, garden plans. Write about your children, write about the weather, whatever. It's like a little diary. Or it can be kind of a little scrapbook, if you want to put pictures in there and a lot of written words. I mean, there's really no rules. It's whatever makes you happy. Is it bright? Is it vintage? Whatever makes you happy. So why do we make a junk journal? I mean, why not? If you're a paper crafter, why not? It's fun. It's challenging. It expresses your creativity. It's something to pass down, pass along. It's fun to go back and revisit memories, because growing up, you always think, oh, I'll never forget this. And, oh, I had such a good time with so-and-so and all that. And then there's so many things that happen and your brain is only so big. And so it's nice to write things down and then you go back and go, oh my gosh. And it just, when you see a name or, a time, or it's like when you hear a song or when you hear, or when you smell something, it takes you back instantly. I mean, I can smell bacon and hear bacon, hear fried eggs, smell them. It takes me right back to when I was 6, 7, 8, 9 years old at my grandma's house. Every time. You can hear a song, it takes you back to your first love. All kinds. But when you write something down, and it's funny because been going through things and throwing stuff away, because oh, I'll look at it later, I'll go through it later. And, it piles up. So I was going through things and I found some love letters. I don't remember the guy. I think I was either in late high school or just out of high school, somewhere in there, but I don't remember him for nothing. But they were beautiful letters. He was confessing his love to me, and I feel really bad. That's one thing I don't remember. But I found some things when I was in FFA and FHA, when I went to the National Convention, and my roommates, and letters, yes, letters, that we wrote back and forth and introducing ourselves, and I'm excited about meeting you here in a couple of months. And it was just fun. And, and having kids, and then all the things that happen, and, you can't remember it all. So it's neat to make something. And I'm not saying you have to journal, write a book about every event. It's just a few words. And it's like when I talk about scrapbooking, when people come in the store and they say, oh, I want a scrapbook. Where do I start? What do I do? I said the main thing is when you do this, it should be a story told that if I was to sit down with this scrapbook, you don't have to sit beside me and say, oh, that's Grandma, and that's, Uncle Bob's 30th birthday, and that was when we went to Colorado. No, I should be able to read the story without you telling me anything. That doesn't mean writing paragraphs. That means there's a picture, a name, and a date, maybe something funny that happened. Just something short and sweet. Like I said, that you don't need a whole lot. If you want to do a whole lot, that's totally up to you. So the same thing with journaling, with the junk journal. It doesn't have to be a lot. Write down your kid's name, a date, took his first step, lost his first tooth. Like right now, the crazy weather. And it's just fun to go back and look, because I do journal in my treasure journals. And then I have a calendar, because I'm a pencil and paper girl. So I have my little calendar. And so I have we all like certain layouts. And so this is my new one. I go through and put, birthdays and no school and spring break and all that stuff. And I go in and decorate it just because it's fun. And then I'll go in and write, because it has pages. And this is just the format that I like. But there's not a whole lot of room there. You don't need a whole lot of room. So whether it's, a date that you have, a meeting, AJ and I just went on this 1,600-mile girls road trip. And I put down, stayed the night in Memphis, visited Elvis, Loretta Lynn's house, fabulous restaurant, whatever. And it's just neat things to trigger your memory. So that's what it is about junk journaling to me. Now, this is all my opinion. Somebody may have another one, and I'm sure you ask 100 people and you'll probably get 100 different answers. So, like I said, it can be a time capsule of your life. It could be kids. It could be, world history, local history. It's just a book filled with things that make you smile. It could be, tickets to a football game. It could be your kid's first choir, information flyer thing. So it is kind of like scrapbooking in a way. It's more of a diary. That's what I call it. It's more of a journaling. So it's you, it's yours. It's, and if you want to write it to your children, I have one that I write to AJ. I have one that I write to Gracie, and things that we did. Gracie called and said that, today we were texting back and forth, and I said, oh, I'm making beans and cornbread, and she texts back, I sure miss your beans and cornbread. And that just, that made me tear up. And just real special things like that, It's just what makes you happy. So there's really no rules in junk journaling. That's what makes it fun. All right, slurp alert. I'm having some of my tea that I got at the World Market in Nashville. I had to stop and think. We made a lot of stops on that trip. All right, so there's types of junk journaling. There's like one signature journals. There's multiple signature journals. The style is endless. As far as, the flips and the folds. Some people just do book pages. They keep it really simple. The subjects are endless. So if you want a subject for your book, it can be about anything. You can have a botanical journal. You can have a family journal, a medical journal, a travel journal, a very neutral, Winnie the Pooh. Whatever. And if, you can make it a theme or not make it a theme. So when people say, what is junk journaling? It's like, that is such a broad question. A very broad question. What do you put in a junk journal? I'm going to go over some things, where to get supplies, and we're going to dive into it deeper. We're just kind of doing a little overview. What do you make a junk journal out of? Anything. It can be junk mail. It can be pictures, old documents, maps, book pages, tea-dyed paper, digital kits, scrapbooking paper. It's endless. It's like whatever you have. If you don't have anything, we're going to go over that too. Ephemera. What is ephemera? It's pieces of paper that, for a very, very broad answer here, it's pieces of paper. It's, we're going to get into that, and I'll show you specifically. And where do you find this stuff? You can find it online, Etsy, Macari, eBay, Temu. You can go to estate sales, friends and family when they find out, you're wanting certain things, your local library, the Dollar Tree. If you didn't see I have a couple of videos where I went to the Dollar Tree and I made journals with nothing but Dollar Tree items, with the exception of some tea-dyed paper. Other than that, everything was from Dollar Tree. Go to flea markets, swap meets. I mean, it's really anywhere. So let me show you a few junk journals. Slurp alert here. Okay, I'm going to save this one for last. I'll tell you about that in a minute. So let's just go over some different styles and examples of junk journals. Oh, if I get a hold of them here. Okay, so this is a certain style, and I will link their information below, and I think it may already be linked always. This one is Linda Israel. She's a friend and a fellow crafter, a very talented lady, very funny. That she's a one-man band. She makes journals. She has live videos every Monday, with the exception of a few, like when she's on vacation and this and that. But so she has live videos on YouTube where she makes a journal or makes pages, so she shows you all kinds of techniques and things. She makes digital kits, stencils, stamps. I mean, I don't know what the girl doesn't do. She cooks, she cleans, she's cute, she's funny, hey. So she has a certain style. So if you're getting into this, it's best to find somebody that you enjoy their voice, you enjoy the way they teach, you enjoy their style, and follow them. Maybe find a few and follow them. If you type in junk journals, probably 10,000 videos will come up, and it'll be a little overwhelming. So take it all with a grain of salt. So like I said, watch them for a few minutes. A lot of the YouTubers will have an Instagram channel or Instagram page, and you can see some of their work and kind of see if you like their style and how it looks. If not, on to the next one. So just don't be overwhelmed by all of that. Find you one or two, watch them. Other videos will pop up. Once they see your rhythm and the things that you like, they'll be recommending, YouTube will be recommending videos for you. So the ones you like, subscribe and watch them. So anyway, this is a certain style. So I will go through. She does, Linda, most of her journals are bright. They're happy, bright journals. She partners with Calico Collage on the digital kits. She was doing every 3 months a big digital kit and a big box set of everything. She's now quit that. I think she has some bundles left. And like I said, I'll link all her information below so you can go check it out. So this is one style. And like I said, no rules. It's what makes you happy. The rule is what makes you happy. So here you will see stamps. She uses gel plates. She uses stencils, all kinds of inks, all kinds of sprays. So when you go through here, so this is a page that she laid down a stencil, which I love her stencils because they're 8.5 by 11. Yeah. So you lay it down on one page, you can color it, you can spray it, whatever. So she sprayed this with, is it shiny? With some kind of spray ink, and then what we call mop up. You can lay a piece of paper on top of the stencil that you just sprayed. So instead of wasting all of that spray, that will transfer on another piece of paper and you get a different design. Really cool, and I'll show you that later. But that's that. Then here's some digital stuff and some scrap paper. Here's some stamps. This is a digital kit here. This. And then here we are. These are scraps of paper. That's just a piece of cardstock. that she added some paper to, a stamp, ink the edges. There's a little ephemera bit out of one of the digital kits. And again here, these are, looks like stickers, maybe. And then she went over them with some stickles or something to make them shiny. Stitching. Love to stitch in all my paper crafting. Junk journals especially. I do that in my scrapbooking. But here's stamping, more stenciling. This is a journal page here. And so I'm just going to kind of flip through this. There's tuck spots. There's pockets. This is ephemera. So all these pieces you could write on. So yes, that's pretty, but you pull it out and then you can journal on the back of it. And this is a one signature journal. So here's all kinds of digis, tuck spots, again, writing space, little tuck spots. So this one isn't very heavily decorated as far as, you know, things like this. Okay, so this is a one signature journal. So it just has usually 12 to 15 papers, and then it is sewn. There's certain stitches that you can do, or there's all kinds of stitches you can do, but it's bound together, and then that's your journal. So that's a one signature journal, and this is usually what she does. And then here's another one. Here's a kind of a steampunk theme. This one I've been writing in. Tuck spots. So you could actually put paper, pictures here, all kinds of stuff. So this is kind of steampunky. Here's some ephemera bits. You can actually use these on different pages, you know, if you wanted to decorate it yourself. Use them as journaling. This one is a little envelope. So you can write things, stick it in there. So it's like little treasures, you know, open up little gifts everywhere. So there's that one. Here's one that, this one I keep actually addresses in when I do swaps and things. So you can see this is the journal kit, digital kit, kind of the theme. So there's a little envelope that's open. So it's just, okay, I could go on and on. Love this style. Then, I'll get this one out here. Show you one more of Linda's. This is one where she has sewn the cover. It's actually paper and material. And there's all kinds of closures or no closures. I mean, it's really your imagination. So this happens to be a sunflower digikit. That's a piece of cardstock stamped. A little pocket there. So this is obviously sunflower. All this she's sewn. So there's a pocket, a little tuck spot. There's tuck spots everywhere. Little tag, that's neat. This is a little tag that's been sewn with a piece of material there and then just draped over the page. So you can journal on all that. And then one thing, don't forget to sign them. This journal is made by Linda Israel. This is the 6th month of 2021. So, and then tie, but there's lace, there's burlap. Okay. There is this one. Okay, this is a chunky monkey. So this has, these are die cuts, these are charms, and I love that sound. I have this set over here where I can reach it, and I love to play with it and pet it. So this is a big chunky monkey. Okay, this was made by a crafty friend of mine. Let me move this. In Australia. Slurp alert. So this one, the closure is ribbons. Okay, so this has actually 2 signatures. This really could have been made into 4 signatures, which would have been much easier to handle. It would have been better overall, because this one is hard to lay flat. It doesn't lay flat actually, so you can actually write on. But I love the pages. She actually has some kids, which I mean they're grown with their families, or was it, it's a daughter, adopted, anyway, family members from China, Japan, that area. And so she went over to visit and back and forth. And so she was able to get some really cool paper. And that's one of the reasons why I love this, because I have certain themes that I really like. So you go through, there's little dangles on the pages here on the end. This is very decorative. This is what I would call more of a coffee table journal, because there's really not room to journal. It's just beautiful. This is called a belly band. So I'll go through this. There's a little tag, a tuck spot right there. So in making journals, there are a few little rules if you want certain things to happen. Like I said, to lay down flat, different things. There are a few rules. There's a little flip. Anyway, I'll go through this quickly, but this paper, love the sound of that. Beautiful digital kits. So here's some little, these are die cuts. Anyway, just beautiful images, beautiful paper. So there's one signature, Chunky Monkey. And then the next, and so lace was applied to the edges, but just beautiful images. More of that fantastic paper, beautiful images. Love that. Oops, I got hooked up. So there's another version. Like I said, this is a big one. And these are die cuts. And then material over cardboard. So that's another style. Put this over here. All right. So here is, I know this is going to be a long video. I may make it into two. So here's free tea, coffee. Sit back and enjoy, and if you have questions as you go, write them down and then send me a note. All right, so this is one that I've done. So here's the cover. This is some sari silk, where they take those saris and cut them up into pieces. This cover is a sample from a furniture store. You know, when you pick out the coverings for your couches or drapery or whatever, they have the fabric samples. So that's that. Here's some antique doilies. These are digital kits. There's antique lace, new lace. This is sari silk. This one is 4 signatures. There's a little dangle. So we'll dive into this. And the ones that I make, I usually name. And this is, I think this one is Elegant Women. Is this the, yeah, this is Elegant Women. All right. So this is paper. There's digi-kits. Tea-dyed paper that I make. That's scrapbook paper, digital kits. There's lace and like a, what do you call it, burlap, I guess, sewn on there. That's tea-dyed paper with stenciling. Digital kits. That is a sack, you know, like you'd put your sack lunch in. That's a die cut. So here's just folded up paper. I think that is from scrapbook pages. All this is journaling area. And then the wax seal just tucked in there. So you can journal all through here, journal this, and you can even tuck more stuff in there. Even when you stencil like this, you can write over it. So mine are pretty plain. This one is. This is sewn completely down. But to me, when I make them, they're journals. They are treasure journals. So room for pictures, room for memorabilia, lots of room for writing. You can put pictures and different things over pages like this. So I'll go through here and just little tabs, decorations. I put quotes a lot of times because of the theme. Elegance is good taste plus a dash of daring. That's a stamp. Scrapbook paper, stamping. So kind of, that was just some neat, fun paper, little fold out there. Digital kit. So there's one signature, and you see this will lay down flat, so you can actually write. Tuck spot, that's die cuts. So you kind of get that. the theme. This is embossed paper, just something fun. Lots of tea-dyed paper. Little bits. There's another signature. That is a tea dyeing process. And this is, what was it supposed to be? I think that went around. Oh, yeah. I think that went around. Something happened here. Anyway, that went all around, and then that was the closure. Open it up, and then here is all this paper for journaling. But you wouldn't know it just by looking at it. And then that's where I die cut the edges, just for interest. Little stamps here and there. Just a little flap. This is torn paper. That was a scrap. And I sewed the picture to that. So journaling on the back of all that. And this is actually paper. It feels like material. It's that fuzzy embossed. Just a little envelope there. So this is kind of my style. I mean, I have different styles depending on the mood, but again, to me, lots of journaling space. Dress shabbily, and they'll remember the dress. Dress impeccably, and they'll remember the woman. So you'll find lots of quotes through here. Little collages, just because it's interesting, just because it makes me happy. So this one is Beautiful Woman. This actually, I was gluing something down, and I didn't wait till it was completely dry and it ripped the paper, so I'll just put a collage over that on both sides and no one's the wiser. And then this type of paper, actually the marbling, I'm going to be doing myself. I got a marbling kit and all the tools and everything. This is something they used to do back in the day. Whenever you would open a book, they would have this beautiful paper. So if you go to the library or vintage books and you look on the covers here, on the inside covers, you'll find beautiful patterns, and they actually have names. This is an ancient Chinese paper painting, crafting kind of thing, and marbling. So it's actually done with water, with paint. You make certain designs, and then you dip your paper in. Anyway, it's a really cool process. I've done it with marbling paints kind of things, but I have a kit to do the real thing. So, and I think they still do this over in Italy or somewhere. They make this beautiful handmade paper. But anyway, so this is one of my journals. Then, let me get that. This is another one. And you can have little dangles here. This is the ties from my signatures. And you can leave those long and then add little beads and things to them. All the flowers of tomorrow are the seeds of today, or are in the seeds of today. So this is sari silk. There's the back of it. And again, I like my journals to lay flat so you can write. So I'll just flip through this one very quickly. This is kind of a botanical theme. I like to do lots of little quotes and things in here. This is a big collage there. Different kind of papers. Love the different textures. So the different laces. Lots of writing space. So this one is very plain. Lots of writing room. And the end. So there's another one. All right, so that's some samples of journals. Okay, and I'll quickly show you this. This is some journals I'm working on. These plastic envelopes, I get them at Hobby Lobby. They are the best. Every time I go, I always get 2 or 3 packs if they have them, because usually they just have 2 or 3 out and that's it. I think there's 10 in a bag there that you get. Very reasonably priced. But if you scrapbook and you buy collections of things, they all fit in here. If you're working on a project, say AJ and her band for her sophomore year, and you want to put all that in there and then pull it all out at the end of the year and put it together. I mean, it's just endless what you can use these for. These are fantastic. some people, I won't go through all of this. There's different ways of making a journal as far as the process. I watch Pam at the Paper Outpost. Love her. Watch her every day. She mass makes things. So she'll do, you know, a drawer full of paper clips, altered paper clips. She'll do a drawer full of little embellishments. She'll do a drawer full of, I mean, just, you know, piles of this, that, and the other. Then she gets her pages, folds them, you know, puts them together, kind of like this, binds them into a book, and then she goes in and decorates. I can't do that. Slurp alert. That's one way of doing it. My way of doing it is, these are 4 signatures that I'm working on for this particular journal. This is a vellum page that I stamped and heat embossed. Same thing there. And then I have a gold paint pen that I line the edges with. Like I said, it's endless. To me, I go through and I'll gather up a bunch of pages, and I'll show you down here. I'll gather up a bunch of pages. My digital kit, my tea-dyed paper, maps, whatever you're going to use, you know, fold them, make your pages. So then I go through and I kind of, you know, loosely put about 15-ish, 15 to 18 pages together that kind of, you know, cohesively go together, that when you flip through, it kind of makes you happy. And I'll do that for my signatures. And then I'll go through and kind of start decorating, and it kind of talks to you. And as you go, because when I do this, I may want to sew on something. If this is already a book, I can't sew. I can't add this lace with the sewing machine. I can't take a quote and sew it in. I can't take this pocket and sew around it. So I'll flip through here, and I don't make my embellishments and things ahead of time, because I usually have kind of themes. And I don't know what that theme's going to be. So I go through and I gather up, you know, like I said, kind of piles of ephemeran things that would go with the subject. And then I kind of start decorating. To me, it's like flower arranging. You have your vase. You have your greenery, kind of your, you know, your basics. And then you have your flowers, and there's all different kinds. So you have carnations, you have daisies, you have whatever. And you start adding and arranging, and you stand back and you look a little bit, and you've got a little hole over here, and so you need to add more flowers here, or you got a clump over here and you need to, you know, loosen those up. So to me, it's like flower arranging, which I love to do. And then as you do that, as I do that, I go through and I look at the pages. And to me, if it's pleasing, it looks like it's flowing, I'll leave as is. Or if I come to a page and I think, you know, that's kind of plain, it needs a little something there. Well, then I can dig through my container or my pile of ephemera that goes with this theme and add a little bit, create a flower, create some interest there. And again, like I said, I will go through. I think I have these. That goes with another journal. I will flip through this. Obviously, this is an Asian journal. I will flip through this, and to me, if it's cohesive, if it flows, then I'm like, okay. And if I get to something where it doesn't match, I can change it. I can take this page, because nothing is sewn down. Let me grab a different one here. I can take this page and think, I need something, you know, a little neutral back here. I can change it. So that's my thought process when I do this. I haven't visited this one in a while, actually. That's kind of pretty. So once I get it all done and I'm happy with the journal, I mean with the signatures, I decide what order I want these signatures in. Then I'm ready to make a cover, bind them, put them together. So a sample of a cover. This is one in the process. fall. So this is black chipboard. This was actually cut with a die. I have what they're called Biggs dies. It's those really thick dies, and you have to have one of the big machines like the Big Shot Plus for it to go through. Mostly I use chipboard, cut my own. That way, you know, you measure if you want the spine to be, you know, however wide because of your signatures, however thin, it's totally up to you. So this is the start. So this is covered in a material. This was a sample from a furniture store. This is actually a sari silk. That's cut from a sari. And I haven't decided what I was going to do, if I'm going to tack this down like so, if I'm going to cut this off completely, not even use it. I haven't decided yet. But this is what it looks like, and then this is just bound together. I'll put, what's the Tyvek, which is a paper that has fibers throughout it that you can't tear. Tyvek is the mailers that you get at the post office. It's those white, big white, or envelopes, they're different sizes, that you can slide whatever into and mail it. And if you try to tear it, you can't. I don't care who you are, what you are, you cannot tear it. So that's really good for the spine. That's a whole other video there. So this is the beginning. All right, I'm going to show you this quickly, and then we'll dive into ephemera. This is like the holy grail for me. Slurp alert. This is from the Bohemian Crafter, and I think her information is always linked. She is my ideal journaler, junk journaler, treasure journal. I have followed her from the very beginning. I love everything about her. I love her voice, her accent, her humor, her words that she misuses. It's so cute. Her style, everything. So I was privileged enough to get one of her journals. So this came a long, long way. And I mean, to me, this is just, I have it next to me all the time. I look at it, I pet it. Will I write in it? Probably never. I refer to it when I'm making journals because I love, love, love this style. This was just a little bonus that she sent. She has a YouTube channel. She makes digital kits. She is out of this world to me. So this is just actually a pre-made book that she bought, probably like at a Dollar Tree. I don't know what they have over there. That she inked the edges, and then she made this cover. This actually slides in. You can see, so I could slide this out and slide another one in. Little pocket there, all this is sewn. So there's a little tuck spot here. So this was just a little add-on that she made. So I mean, this is just, I mean, it's like I made a video of my unboxing and going through this in quite a bit of detail. Her way of thinking and everything, well, you can tell. I just gush. So it opens up like this. I will go through this quickly because this is going to be a long, long video as it is. So she uses newspapers. I mean, it's just endless. So here's some goodies that she sent, extras that I can add to. So this is Bohemian Crafting, South Yorkshire, United Kingdom. Handmade journals. The title, Victorian Journal, Branson, USA, Rhonda Bennett. And this was September the 21st, 2022. So this is, anyway, to me, this is just, oh my gosh. So I will start, and like I said, something like this will take forever. Every time I go through it, I find something else. But her use of everything just amazes me. The way she thinks, the way she puts things down, the items that she uses. This actually opens up like this. I mean, it's unwrapping a gift every page. Every page. And so she puts little extras in here. Pages, there's all kinds of little flips. The paper clips, she rusts. There's a way you can rust them, make them vintagey. The different papers that she uses for the texture. And like I said, this style is not for everybody by any means. And that's why I want you to go on YouTube and look around, because you may like Linda's style, you may like my style, you may like this style. And then you may get a little bit from each of those, and then you come up with your own, which is the best. But, I mean, these are just... And like I said, if you want to see this in more detail, then you can check out the video of my unboxing of this and my gushing of Eva. And she makes some that have so many flips and folds that it'd take you an hour just to flip through it. But to me, she's just genius. She is just a genius. So this is my pride and joy. And yeah. So like I said, if you want to see more, go visit. And then this is just a little charm that she's made and put on there. This actually has a little magnifying glass. And then she made this little pocket to go in there, stamped it. I mean, you talking about junk journaling. She can take anything and make it beautiful in my eyes, let me tell you. All right. Well, I am going to pause this for now. I will gather up some ephemera and some other things, and we will do round 2.